A girl asked to buy my baby. I'm a young teen mother and my son just turned 4 months old. I was at school standing in a circle, showing my friends pictures of my baby because he's pretty cute, and I've never met a girl who doesn't like a cute baby. Anyways, I'm showing my friends the pictures, and I noticed this girl, probably a junior, trying to peek over the shoulders of some of my friends to get a better look. I noticed her, but fortunately she didn't notice me. I just thought she probably heard us talking and wanted to see, so I brushed it off. The bell rings, we're in school obviously, and I put my phone away and walked to class. This girl, who I've never seen before, walked about 15 feet behind me at all times. I got a little creeped out, especially considering I put my phone away and I was silent. I made it to class and she got to the doorway, waited about a minute and walked away. About 2 hours later, when the last bell rings to go home, she approached me and asked me aside. She pulled out $50 and says, "Your baby is cute. I only have 50 right now, but I can give you the rest as soon as I get paid." I just stared at her in shock. What? What was the only thing I could mutter? "Your baby. Mind if I buy him off you?" I don't know what to feel. My heart dropped and I became so pissed off and scared at the same time. All I could say back was, "Fuck off." I walked away, and I could feel her staring at me, but I didn't care. Who says something like that? Did she really think I'd sell her my child? So many questions went through my head. Crazy chick who wants my child. Let's not meet again. The horse fetish opportunist. I used to keep horses, and one summer evening, I went down to their field after school to ride one of them. The field is along the side of a quiet country road, just on the other side of a small hill. I was on my own, riding the horse around the field, when I noticed a car pull up at the side of the road, and out gets a middle-aged bald man, dressed like he just got off work. Nothing really to worry about. There was a fence between us, so I carry on. I see the guy has walked into the long grass by the fence and appears to be peeing, facing me. Okay, that's weird. Could have picked a more private spot, and I carried on riding. Noticed after a minute or so that it definitely shouldn't take that long to pee. Then I noticed the hand-jerking motion while he's staring at me on the horse. So then I yelled that he was friggin' sick and he needed help. He ran to his car and sped off before I had a chance to look at the registration number. Because of the hill this field is on, from the direction he was riding, you can't see the field or me in it until literally 5 seconds before you get to it. So this guy was probably on his way home from work, and in the 5 seconds he saw me riding and decided to pull over his car to get out and masturbate. And then afterwards, he probably went home to his wife and kids and ate his dinner. What the frick? Safest way driving lessons turns into rapist way. So, this happened to me when I was 15 years old, in the year of 1994. At my high school in Orinda, California, we had driver's ed, and to graduate, you had to log 8 hours driving. The way everyone did this was hire safest way driving trainers. The company would drive to your house and pick you up, and you would drive for an hour in the student driver car. Easy, convenient, and fun. And our parents didn't have to risk their pretty cars. So my mom made the 8 appointments for me to drive 1 hour with the safest way from 4 to 5. I was really annoyed because I already knew how to drive. I've been sneaking out driving all year while my mom worked nights, cause teenager. But I obviously couldn't tell her this, so I had to take these lame lessons. The guy showed up, and I was sad that he was so fat and creepy looking right away. My hormone-crazed teen girl fantasy of having a Brad Pitt look-alike to drive around with was thoroughly smashed, but I had to go, so go I did. He showed me that the car had a brake pedal on the passenger side for safety from shit student drivers, and I told him he wouldn't need it because I was an awesome driver. He laughed and said something like, "I bet that's not the only thing you're good at." And whoosh, right over my head. I actually preened at the compliment, shaking my head. It only took like 5 minutes for him to see that I did indeed already know how to drive, so he said, "You don't need lessons, but we still have to log time, so let's just go to dinner." "Totally," I exclaimed, because I was so stupid. Seriously, I was again preening with oblivious happiness at how awesome I was. Cringe. Dinner was McDonald's, and we ate in the car. He was going on and on about how pretty I was, and how great my swimmer's body was, and it finally hit me that it was creepy. After I friggin' got that clued into my teen bimbo brain, I wanted to go home. He said it was time anyways, and off we went. At home, I quickly reverted to dumb shit teen and forgot about it. Eventually, he picked me up the next day, and when I got in the car, he gave me a present. It was a puka shell necklace that looked kinda old, but I took it to be nice. Then he said to just drive and follow his directions. Okay, no problem. I can do that, right? So, eventually, we got onto the freeway. It was a big no-no, to be honest, and went through the Caldecott Tunnel to Berkeley. It's way too far, which is another no-no. We were supposed to stay within 10 miles of the house, but anyways, dumb teenager and crazy driver, right? Then, he directed me up to Grizzly Peak in the hills. I mean, these are super curvy roads and, in parts, really completely deserted. And that's when things got rapey. He started to brake with his brake in a place that was totally deserted, and put his hand on my thigh, and rubbing higher and higher and higher. Well, at least I knew this was bad, and that I was dense, and I had to act, so I slammed on the gas. Well, with him braking and me flooring the gas, the car was still able to go, and go it did. I would told him to stop touching me, or I would drive on the wrong side of the road. With the blind turns, we would die. I started to do it, and he relented and laughed, like it was all just a big joke. Why was I so mad? I didn't seem like a girl that would be so uptight, blah 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 blah. I just drove home silent and furious. He kept trying to make light of everything the whole way there, but I wasn't having any of it. I got home, ran inside, and told my mom everything. She freaked the frig out, and called Safest Way, and yada yada, he was fired. Had other complaints. So, sorry, blah blah blah. Anyways, a couple days later, he showed up at a swim meet, but disappeared before my coach could see him. Then he bumped into me at a sushi place I was meeting my mom at. He's walking towards me, and I'm about to scream when my mom walks up. He turned and jogged away nonchalantly like nothing had happened. Eventually, we called the cops. But you know the drill. I mean, there was no evidence. What he was doing could have been misconstrued, right? There wasn't really physical harm taking place. He didn't say anything threatening to me. And to top it all off, I'm a dumb teenage girl, right? So nothing can be done. Word vomit. And when you think it's all about over, 2 months later, my best friend had to start her driving lessons, and we joked about how maybe she'll end up getting the creep, and to not be an idiot like me, or any creep for that matter. I was hanging at her house waiting for her driver to come, and we were on her roof balcony by the pool when we saw the car drive up her driveway. She started down to get her stuff and get the door. I waved by. I was just going to stay and swim till she got back. When I turned back and looked down the driver, who was walking up the driveway, it was the same fucking guy. My friend was about to open her front door to the creepy fired guy. I thought fast and yelled down to him, "Yo, asshole, up here! Yeah, I know you, and the cops are coming, freako, better run!" He saw me, heard me, and friggin' ran to the car and left. Thank God, because my friend was like 3 stories down and could not hear me, and I needed him to leave before she opened the friggin' door. After we did the obligatory teenage girl freakout, we called the cops. They showed up and were getting the 411 when another Safest Way car drove up. This guy was her real driver. He said that Creeple was indeed fired when my complaint was filed, but someone had stolen one of the cars a couple weeks later. They didn't connect the incidences, but they sure as fuck did then. We were eventually told that he was found in the car and arrested. In the car was a knife, rope, and I shit you not, many pictures of me and my friend. He apparently still had access to the school appointments logs and do what the fuck ever twisted thing to her because of me, I guess. What he didn't count on was me being there with her and seeing him. What if I hadn't been there that day? What if I didn't decide to stay and swim? All these what ifs I still think about to this day. Turns out, he faked his identity to get the job and was wanted in Alabama or Arizona, but I can't remember, for rape, and was shipped there to stand trial. I don't know what happened, and I don't remember anyone talking to me about it again.